is that patent AR VR world that we live in.
Doctor, you mean that Elizabeth?
Yes.
Whatever her name was.
Yes. But
Yeah.
they think everything is a scam, and then you have the Rolling Stones, you have the Guardian, you have all these people saying these negative things to where people wouldn't take it seriously and didn't even consider it. So I'm like, okay. And in nature, an animal isn't given horns unless it needs them. So our society as humans, we wouldn't be given this information right now unless we needed it, unless it was necessary for our continued existence and survival. We're about to destroy our planet, but with this, you don't need to. You don't need to, because now we know how to use the universe properly, where you can multiply that gun. We get more energy out of it than we put in, which physics says is impossible. And they gave me the patents to it. But nobody wants to have a conversation.
When you think that the origin of hominids, that this is a naturally occurring thing that happens when a planet reaches a certain distance from its star in a Goldilocks zone with the proper materials.
Of course, the pressure conditions created. Look at
So you think this is happening
everywhere.
everywhere?
Everywhere, because everything is alive. Look at what happens in the summer and, in the northern portion. Alan Watts said you'll see apples occurring at this time. They'll say that the tree is appling. Well, what happens with the planets? Oh, it's peopling.
Whoa.
This is just peopling. This is just what occurs at 93 million miles away from the sun.
What do you think occurs after us?
Well, once we get pushed out further, what happens? We need nitrogen to expand to unwind into oxygen. But since when we get pushed further out, the nitrogen is so far out, so we have to go deeper underground to have the pressure conditions that was equal to us having 93 million miles away from the sun. The deeper underground we go, the less light we have. And as a result of that, skin begins to gray, eyes get bigger. All of those necessary things, the things that we see in aliens and all of that, ends up taking place.
As the animal adapts to changing environment.
Changing pressure condition. We have to change. Why is it that white people are allergic to the sun? Because they've lived inside of a pressure condition where there was not as much sun there. So when they get into this area where there's a lot of sun, now you have melanoma and all of those other issues. But if they're in their natural environment, they don't have any of those problems. Right. So they have to keep recreating their natural conditions that allows them to have homogeneous nature with everything. But we're living outside of nature.
Because we're acting on faulty ideas.
Faulty fundamentals. We're still going with Euclidean straight lines when there are none. And we would rather think we have understanding of the universe at 4% and keep the 96% as a mystery. And we invent all these science fictions. Black holes and dark matter and dark energy and all of this stuff, neutron stars that's spinning so quickly. We invent all of these things because the math is off. Because the math is not based on equanimity and they have renormalization. There's, I'm not going to go down the whole rabbit hole on it, but everything they've been doing. That's why they keep recreating have a new theory for this. Now a boson and a God particle and this, and you have the 3 quark model and the gluons holding them together. And now we have the 5 quark model, and we have all of these extra things that they keep inventing, and they have the CERN collider smashing living things together. Smash, because these protons, they're live. Everything is conscious. There's where's consciousness exist in mankind? Is it in our head, in our body? What's the difference between men or mammals and plant life? Do you think a grain of rice has 54,000 genomes in it? We only have 26,000. who is more